Hello, guys, and welcome back to Figuring Out Friday, brought to you by Healing Your Way. And we're glad to have you guys back. Especially, we hope that was a really good episode last week for you with the whole challenge reveal and everything. And I hope it inspired you guys to take on your own sort of challenge, whatever that may be, whatever guidelines you wish to put on yourself. Please do them and track your progress, and even reach out to us if anything we said helped you in any certain way, or if you would like any more help, just please DM us at Healing Your Way on Instagram, or you can call us or give us a message on any other social media platforms. But yeah, we hope you guys really enjoyed that last episode, because that was after a month of us going through the whole challenge for each of our respective challenges, and hopefully you got to see what was good, what came out of it that was good for us, what didn't come out good for us, and yeah, so you can kind of pick and choose what you add to your routine or your habits to better your life. And we have some more things we can kind of supplement and add to your life in this video, or in today's podcast, because our topic for today is going to be home remedies and basically things you can do from home. These are going to be supplements or items that you can easily consume or are usually found in a household. So we're just going to share with you roughly, I think, around 7 or 8 home remedies, and some of them are protocols, and some of them are just substances that you can take that can either prevent illness or to combat it if you're dealing with anything. Um, so I'm gonna kind of kick the floor off with our first home remedy, and that's gonna be garlic. I don't think this is gonna be much of a surprise to any of you, because I think we're all taught of uh, the health benefits of garlic, especially when it comes to preventing cardiovascular disease. But garlic has actually been used in traditional medicine for a very long time, and its main focuses, or what it's really known for, is immune boosting, antibacterial, and antiviral effects. And these are all very significant as far as keeping your immune system good and combating any viruses or bacteria that may pose as problematic pathogens for your body. So, as far as being something good as a preventative care, garlic is one of the things that's at the top of the list for home remedies. And I have some data here from a study. So, in one study, there was a randomized double-blind study that showed participants who took a garlic supplement daily, and they did this for about 12 weeks. And the test group experienced significantly fewer colds than those on placebo. So that just shows the immune benefits of garlic, as those who took the placebo experienced more colds than the group that took the garlic. And one of the main compounds in garlic that is known to help a lot is allicin, because it's believed to be responsible for garlic's antimicrobial properties. And you can bring out more allicin from garlic, by the way you prepare it. The way you can bring out the most allicin content out of the garlic is by crushing it and eating it raw. When you cook garlic, it's not going to be as potent as just consuming raw garlic. And the other thing I kind of want to get into is garlic and its relationship to cardiovascular health and cardiovascular disease. Um, Garlic has a lot of cholesterol lowering effects, and it does this through the compounds that it contains, the organosulfur compounds it contains, which are, like I said, allicin, when which is actually formed or enhanced when you crush it or chop garlic. And there's also S-allocystine, or SAC, and diallyl disulfide, which are going to help as well. And these compounds pretty much affect cholesterol metabolism through several different mechanisms in the body. Three of the main ones are inhibition of HMG CoA reductase, And this is the enzyme that's also that is the same one that's targeted by statins. And if you don't know what statins are, that's usually the drug that's prescribed by doctors to lower your cholesterol in the first place. So if garlic is targeting these same enzymes, it's pretty much acting in the same way as statins would for those who are prescribed them for high cholesterol, especially LDL cholesterol. And that kind of makes me want to talk into the different types of cholesterol because not all cholesterol is bad. It's just that if you have overly high levels on certain amounts or certain types of cholesterol, then it's going to pose issues for you. The commonly known cholesterol, which is kind of called bad cholesterol, is the LDL cholesterol, and that's what a lot of health professionals look for when they are examining people for things like cardiovascular disease or anything related to that. So that's it for that. And then moving on for the second mechanism is enhanced bile acid excretion. And garlic promotes the conversion of cholesterol to bile acids, which increases cholesterol excretion, which is going to be good for you. And there's an upregulation of LDL receptor activity, which increases LDL uptake by the liver, reducing the circulating levels. So this is pretty much saying it's going to decrease your LDL, which poses more risk for heart disease. And when you decrease your LDL, it's going to put you in a much safer spot. And that's why I think people should look at garlic in the lens of something preventative. And not only does it taste good, I know some people don't prefer the taste of garlic, but I use it in a lot of my foods, and I think it's an easy way to add in flavor and all of these added health benefits as well. And
What
then
type of what type of meal would somebody have if they want to like start including garlic in their diet? Like what can they make like um
I think sauce is a good place to start, especially if you want to reap all of the benefits like I'm talking. When you cook garlic, it decreases the potency of it. So my suggestion is to consume raw garlic, and you can do this by making or incorporating it into sauces and salads. Um, One of my favorite sauces is the chimichurri sauce, and I load that thing up with raw garlic, and it tastes amazing too. There's other good um, herbs and spices in there as well that also have added benefits. But making a good chimichurri sauce with the raw garlic in there is super good. I'm sure there are a bunch of other different garlic sauces and dishes that incorporate raw garlic. Cooked garlic is good as well. It's just like I said, you're decreasing the potency of um, uh, of those substances in the garlic that are acting against cardiovascular disease and things
I
like
had a
that.
question. I had a
Mhm.
question about I don't know if you heard about the garlic cloves. You know what I'm talking about? Like people that swallow them in the morning. Is that something that you think also like might have a better effect or like
Also,
enhance?
swallowing it as a pill, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like
Like
when you pop the garlic bud, you're just taking one clove and taking it as a pill, pretty much.
yeah, I've seen some influencers, they say they swear they do it every single morning, but I
Yeah,
wasn't quite sure what they use it for.
yeah. I'm not 100% sure either. Probably it's for these all of these added benefits like we're talking about. I think you could do that if you wanted to. That would definitely help. But the one thing, like I said, is when you crush up garlic and like either chop it, mince it, or crush it, um, that kind of increases the uh, the potency of the allicin in there, which is going to give you all of those benefits. So consuming it whole without like roughly chopping it or crushing it at all is not going to be like the best way. But of
Mhm.
course, you're still going to get all of these benefits as well. It's just not going to be as potent as if you chopped it up and consumed it raw that way.
And I also wanted to say I heard that it's also can cause like a stinky odor if you eat too much garlic, and also like it can cause like heartburn as well. I just wanted to ask like your opinion on what do you think people should do if they have these issues?
I think I think if they're noticing heartburn, especially when consuming garlic, I think I think that's something you can ask your doctor about. I don't think
Yeah,
like definitely.
maybe like swallowing as a pill might help because it gets broke down in stomach, so you won't come back again. I guess that would be a better solution for that.
Yeah,
For
I think
the
the
for the
acidity
breath
and
you're talking about,
mm,
right?
Yeah,
But could that not be like a choking hazard though? Like the
I
whole
mean
swallowing the whole thing.
you're not swallowing like this big garlic. You
it
can
was gonna
just
be like a would be like a capsule, like a little
Oh.
capsule of like garlic.
No, he's saying a clove of garlic.
Oh,
yeah,
But
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I thought you were saying like that.
I even think like I mean I think everyone knows like the amount of pills that they can like kind of swallow in one go. So I think from what Alex was saying, like if they were to do that like kind of pill swallowing method with the garlic clove, like of course you have to be confident enough that you can get it all down in one uh one gulp or something. But yeah, it kind of is a choking hazard. But I think everyone should be like kind of knowledgeable going into it though.
I
Yeah.
guess some people got it and some people don't, bro. To be able to take it down in one. Yeah,
I
bro.
mean, yeah, that's a whole other technique. I mean, Prit, you can maybe come on here and show us some technique or something, how to get it all down in one go.
All right, bro.
And would you say that garlic works better as a preventive than cure? Like it can prevent colds, you said, all those kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it should be looked at more from the preventative side. I think if you do happen to have a cold or something like that, I think garlic is still good to consume anyway because if it's preventing all of these things from happening through its like antimicrobial, I mean antibacterial and antiviral properties, when you have the cold or whatever, I don't think it's a bad idea to consume garlic then either. But I think looking at it as a preventative thing is probably better, and the research promotes it more as a preventative action than something to take while you're sick. So I think seeing it from that lens is probably better.
So one clove is enough for like the average person, like how much they need. I use.
So I don't know exactly the amount you would need. Uh, I mean that's a good question. I'm not sure the exact intake you would kind of want to target per day, but I think that's something you can easily look up. What's a good amount of garlic to eat in the day? But yeah, if,
And
if someone could look that up for me, then or I can look that up.
and we have a question from the chat as well. I have read garlic to be an anti-cancer. Do you know anything about that?
I've read garlic to be anti-cancer. Um, I haven't really seen anything about garlic being preventative for cancer. But if I had to give my good guess, uh, it has so much to do with um, preventing things that are gonna downregulate or affect your immune system. And if your immune system is acting properly, excuse me, if your immune system is acting properly, then you have pretty much less chances of something like cancer arising because you're not going to have as much damage done to your body, and your body's immune response is going to be capable of handling most things. Something like cancer arises when there's a weakness in the body, and this could be through any part, but especially through the immune system. So making sure your immune system and immune response is really up to par can definitely, I think, help with cancer. Of course, not in all cases, but if I had to give my good guess of how it can help with combating cancer, I would say that. And I think especially with any cancers that are affecting people cardiovascularly as well.
Mm.
And I kind of want to go into more about the cardiovascular side and LDL cholesterol. So garlic helps, Oh, there goes my camera again. Hold on.
So after looking it
There
up,
we go.
you can have 1 to 2 garlic cloves per day, actually.
So that's the recommended.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
says on
Yeah,
Riverside Health.
and that's not a lot per day. If I'm being honest, like if you wanted to take it as a pill like these influencers do, then by all means, I don't think
Mm.
that's a lot of garlic to consume anyway.
And if
So
you're
and
cooking it,
I guess
more. Because it says cooking it reduces its healthy compounds, so you probably need more when you cook.
Yeah, if you cook it, then probably you're gonna have to consume a bit more garlic. But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, LDL cholesterol. So what garlic can pretty much do is help as far as anti-atherosclerotic effects. So atherosclerosis is the buildup of fatty plaques in arteries, and this poses or makes you at more risk for having heart attacks and strokes. And garlic can lower LDL cholesterol by oxidizing it. Oxidized LDL is more damaging. Excuse me, by preventing LDL oxidation. Excuse me. Oxidized LDL is more damaging and even promotes plaque buildup. And garlic's antioxidant properties kind of negates this or neutralizes this. And then it also reduces foam cell formation through the allicin and DADS that the garlic has, because those both inhibit the transformation of macrophages into foam cells. And this is one of the main parts or key steps when it comes to plaque formation. So if it inhibits that process, then you're lowering LDL cholesterol and stopping the fatty plaques from building up in the arteries and things like that. And lastly, it helps in improving endothelial function, and it kind of helps the ability of blood vessels to dilate, and that's going to help reduce any stress or damage on the artery walls as well. So there's just a bunch of anti-atherosclerotic effects as well, and that's a long word to say. But yeah, pretty much anything as far as buildup of fatty plaques in the arteries, which can really be damaging for people.
I know you just talked about like the garlic's effect on like for overall cardiovascular health, and like I was wondering like your thoughts about like especially for patients already taking like aspirin or blood thinners, and I know that garlic might be a risk for them in that sense. But if you took on the flip side, right, in populations that include like the elderly or the metabolically unhealthy people, do you think garlic would have like a more of a significant cardiovascular impact? And do you think that for those people, do you think it would be recommended as like a daily supplement in those scenarios?
Yeah, I definitely would recommend it as a like a daily supplement. Um, Wait, the population you were referring to is you said the elderly
Yeah, for the second part, yeah.
for the second part.
Elderly, like pre-hyperintensive or like metabolically unhealthy.
Yeah, I would say like because you were talking about people on blood thinners as well. Like the one of the last points I just brought up is that garlic improves the ability of blood vessels to dilate, and blood thinners are also known as vasodilators. So you're
Mm.
kind of getting that effect with garlic. I don't know how profound that effect is going to be, obviously, compared to um, blood thinners prescribed by your doctor. But I think as far as just going back to the preventative care, I think it's a good supplement for like anyone to take, even the elderly as well. Um, that being said, like that they don't have any severe reactions or any difficulties when consuming garlic, but just for the preventative care, I think it's especially a good supplement to take or something to supplement. And for the elderly, it can benefit them even more because your immune system is breaking down the older you get. So kind of having something to supplement your own immune system while it's kind of aging and breaking down slowly and slowly, it can definitely help for elderly people. And yeah, that's all I got on garlic.
and
Garlic has
and
a lot of stuff.
heads up for people who got like IBS and also FODMAP sensitivity. It might cause like gas, cramps, and also bloating. Pressure, when you did your FODMAP, did you find yourself sensitive to garlic or no?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it was like it was yeah, it was causing like bloating and gas issues.
Mm.
Because it's like high on the FODMAP list as one of the high carbon sugars.
And that's the one you said you noticed out of most of the foods that you consume as like the main trigger or the main thing that you notice the difference with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And yeah, that's all I got for garlic. That was a pretty long rant, but it really is good and there's a lot of science and data behind it.
Hmm. And my topic is salt water gargling. It's a home remedy that you can use like anytime. It's safe, simple, and easy. Like you can do it at home, and it helps with clearing pathogens from your throat as well as reducing soreness. It kind of creates an osmotic effect in your throat, and it reduces a lot of inflammation, and it can help with infections as well. Um, what the saline does is it also raises the pH in your throat, which makes it harder for pathogens to thrive there. So and it's very simple and easy to make a saline solution. You just need a half a teaspoon of salt and a cup of warm water, and just stir it up and gargle for 30 seconds. You could do it 2 to 3 times a day, and it's very easy to do, and you could do it with all the things you have at home. So um, uh, I do recommend salt gargling, just because of how easy it is to set up for yourself, and you could use it when you're sick, or even after you get sick, when you have some soreness to reduce it in your throat. Like say you had strep throat a week ago and you're still feeling soreness, using salt water gargles 2 to 3 times a day will definitely help the pain as well. So you can even use it before, or even like on a regular day. Usually, it's recommended when you are feeling soreness or mucus buildup in your throat, but it's definitely good for you.
Um, I used to use that method when I had a sore throat, and when I did it, we would always add salt and hot water. Um, is there like any like correlation there with like high temperature water?
It should be the same. It matters like you need to make sure just the salt and the water is just one solution. Stir it up. Well, you kind of just want it to be on the warmer side to make sure the salt dissolves. But yeah, so it should be no difference from hot to warm or whatever.
I'm not sure if this might come off as like a stupid question, but is it okay to swallow the salt water by accident, or is that too harmful?
It's okay to swallow the salt water by accident, like, but definitely don't swallow the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that
just
wouldn't be
spit
good.
it. Yeah. Just 15 to 30 seconds of gargling in your throat, and then just spit it out. Like, if you swallow a little bit by accident, it shouldn't cause too many issues.
And do you think like there's a difference between like if you use table salt, sea salt, or something else like kosher or something?
Um, I don't think there should be a big difference, but I think using a better salt would probably be healthier for you. I'm not too sure, but I do think there will be not too much difference.
We
And
got
there's
we have a question in the chat. Does it have the same effect if you're doing the neti pot and also salt baths?
Yeah, so it will actually do the same effect as it does in your throat. When you use an neti pot, you put the salt water in the pot, and you just clear your nose with it. So it's the same effect where you're going to be clearing out all if there's any infections or excess mucus and things like that, it will do the same effect with your nose.
I think if you have a lot of mucus, especially super thick and viscous mucus, I think using hot water is definitely better than cold. And I think in most situations I would recommend hot water just because it passes easier and it kind of loosens everything up, like as far as mucus and and like any other body fluids you have.
Yeah, and it might overall even just feel better to have warmer water to clear your throat or your nose. And having a bath should like help with the same thing. Um, uh, yeah.
The salt bath is used as a kind of detox when um, you're very sick and you have a lot of buildup of toxins. It's known as one of the most common detoxes for your body, and it's supposed to be very good for you.
So if you're supposed to gargle with hot water to 3 times a day for the salt bath, how long would you have to be in there for the equivalent effects?
I'm not too sure on the salt bath, but I would think you wouldn't stay in there for too long. Like maybe like 10 20 minutes max. Um, but yeah, I'm not too sure about the salt baths.
And that's only for one session, you would say?
Hmm.
Like 1 20-minute session.
Yeah.
So the salt is being absorbed through the skin in the
Hmm.
saltwater bath?
Yeah.
So you would advise this one especially for people who constantly expose their throat or so like teachers, maybe even singers or athletes in that sense. And do you think like this routine, like gargling with salt water, would reduce that frequency or severity of like those respiratory infections in those high risk groups?
I would say that it would prevent and lower the risk of athletes, like you said, as well as people being in schools. Like, there's a lot of germs that you can collect from school, as well as
Mhm.
being on a soccer field or something like that. So I think it will do a good measure in like preventing it, keeping the pathogens away, and also preventing it from even living in your body by raising the pH in that area. So
Wait, did you say soccer or did you say just people who are kind of
no,
like
I
public
said
speakers?
athletes,
I said athletes.
Uh,
people at school, wherever you're getting or exposed to germs and things like that, you should do make sure to do saltwater gargles at least 2 times a day. One you can
And
do it easily, one in the morning, one at night. Uh, yeah, easy
and
thing to do.
that leads to my follow-up question. Do you think it's better as like a first line intervention in like early stages of like a sore throat, or do you think it should be mainly supported through like alongside antibiotics?
Um, I would think that I actually think that you should use it throughout the whole process of you being sick.
Mhm.
Um, it's only gonna help you with clearing your throat and the mucus that builds up while you're sick, because you don't want to feel like you have something stuck in your throat or like a runny nose. So I think like doing neti pot and clearing your throat, even throughout the whole process of being sick, is really important. San, your mic's on.
and it'll help you sleep better too. The one of the main things I notice when I'm very congested or sick when it comes to like anything respiratory, I usually have a lot of trouble falling asleep because I'm overly congested, especially when my head is in like a laying down position instead of upright. I just noticed that it's uh, a lot harder to sleep, and I think it's better to do, especially at night, just to loosen things up and uh, make you have a more clear throat or a more clear nasal pathway, just so it's easier for you to go to sleep.
Mhm. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my topic of good remedies that you can do at home. It's very safe and simple that you you can do every day if you like, but you can mainly do it when you're sick or having throat issues and things like that. So Alex, if you would like to move on to your remedy.
I would love to, and I'm going to be covering honey as a natural remedy, specifically raw honey. Um, if you guys follow the Healing Away Instagram page, we posted about the difference between what honey you should be taking, and we had Michael here test out all three of those honeys, and he could tell you more when he comes back about how much he loves his raw honey. So go follow Healing Away on Instagram. But for raw honey, there's so many benefits. And I think for starters, we can highlight with, again, like the salt water, it helps to soothe that sore throat and those coughs. And, that thick and sticky texture of honey, that honey coats the throat and it kind of reduces that irritation that causes that coughing. And its natural enzymes and sugars also stimulate the saliva production, which keeps that throat moist. And pediatric studies have shown that honey is more effective than some like OTC meds, like Benadryl for nighttime cough, especially in children uh, over the age of 1. I think the recommended dose usually is 1 to 2 teaspoons of honey raw before bed, alone or with warm tea. I personally had it raw honey to help me get over fevers, and I have that usually with tea, and it's sort of like uh, you drink probably like a gallon of honey with tea to get the toxins out of your body, so you feel better. And while honey doesn't directly lower fever like Tylenol does, it supports the immune system through those um, antimicrobial properties and soothes and hydrates the whilst helping the body fight more comfortably. When mixed in with those warm fluids, it encourages that hydration, which is crucial for that fever recovery. I think another benefit of it is that antibacterial and antiviral properties, where raw honey contains that hydrogen peroxide and other enzymes that are used to fight that bacteria and some other viruses, and this helps prevent any sort of secondary infections like a sore throat or strep or to a great extent bronchitis. Um, in addition to it tasting good, I don't think so. I've met anybody that said they don't like honey. It's a natural energy booster, and when you're sick and not eating much, a spoon of raw honey can give you quick carbs and that natural sugars without crashing your sugar like refined sugar. And I know that a lot of athletes and friends of mine have used that to sort of maintain energy. And you can like get those spoons in oatmeal, smoothies, or even straight off the spoon. Um, I
And
think yeah, you got a question?
oh yeah, I have a question. If somebody has like a lot of mucus built up in their throat, would it be fine to have the honey? Even though it's like because honey is very thick, as well as the mucus in your throat. Would that work together, or and maybe even help fix it?
I think it would help taking that spoonful because you said mucus, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, because even though it's thick and sticky, which kind of brings up that problem, it reduces that irritation that causes that coughing and that mucus if you have a mucus-filled cough. And keeping the throat moist in that scenario is the road to recovery in that sense.
And I think you can go about different ways of consuming it.
Yeah.
Like you said, Alex, if you're finding that your throat is very congested and your mucus is very viscous, then you could just make a honey tea out of it. You can boil some hot water and put some honey in it as well, and that's gonna loosen up the honey, and you can get it down, um, drink it just like a tea. You don't have to consume it just in its pure form as like a just a spoon of honey. You can
Yeah.
also put it in hot water as well. And one other thing I think is good to bring up with honey is that uh, it's one of the unique things in that it provides a quick energy through carbs while also having these antimicrobial or antibacterial properties. Because what happens a lot of times is when people consume things like refined sugars, um, the so-called bad bacteria in your gut microbiome easily feed off of those super refined carbs and sugars. But when you're consuming honey, that also has these antibacterial properties as well. You're not going to have that same effect or stomach issues or gut pain or things like that um, when you're consuming honey, which I think is a
Yeah,
cool thing to know.
yeah, I definitely think like kind of reiterating off of that gut health, it really supports the gut health, which is the one thing I left out. That raw honey, which is very different from the processed honey that we did on that post on Healing Your Way. You guys should definitely go check it out. It contains those trace enzymes and prebiotics and antioxidants that can help balance the gut flora. And in that sense, it's really just good gut health equals like a better immune response. And that could be used just like we talked about how you can consume it, stirring into yogurt or even herbal tea, which just helps with that digestion and really calms the gut in that sense.
I
Um,
also I also heard and tried myself like using honey as a pre-workout, like honey and salt. Have you tried that or no?
I haven't
Uh,
tried that one. I know
I
Sahan, you use honey, right? Sometimes for pre-workout.
so I'm one of those rare people that doesn't doesn't prefer the taste of honey. So I've never
Um,
personally used it as a pre-workout. Definitely, I think
I
I've
used
never.
it. I used it like couple times, and I would say it works pretty much good because
Did you
kept
just
me.
squeeze it out of the bottle and just
Yeah, put it on a spoon, put a little salt on it, and you just eat it.
yeah, I think that like yeah, it's gonna give you a good energy boost, quick
Yeah,
carbs for the workout. Did you notice your performance went up or you got like a
yeah,
better
absolutely. It was way better.
yeah, and there you go too.
So
That's one
yeah,
other thing you can use it for.
and also, for somebody that won't know, would you get the same type of sugar crash or like have a sugar rush and have a crash like sugar? Like does honey have the same effects in that way?
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it's still gonna give you like if it depends on how much you consume. If you're the thing with all these sugary treats and stuff is people will overconsume. So the more they'll consume, the higher their glucose spike is going to be, and that drop off is where the crash happens. So you can still have those same effects from honey, but I think you'll notice that you won't need as as much from the honey as you would from any of these other um, forms of processed sugars. Um, yeah, you won't need as much. So I think it's gonna be you won't experience uh, that crazy drop off or crash like you do with these other things. But I think it's still something to be aware of, so you're not over consuming. And yeah,
uh,
And if
I think there's a
if
question in the chat. You were
mhm.
saying something, Joshua?
Yeah, I was gonna read the question. Yeah, does
Oh, okay.
honey work for diabetic patients? And does it spike the glycemic index?
So I think honey can still be used by people with diabetes, but certainly with caution, because honey, in this sense, it's still sugar, and it contains that glucose and fructose, just like table sugar. and it can raise those blood sugar levels. And I know raw honey has a slightly lower GI than white sugar, so it may cause a slower rise in blood sugar. But I think if you consume honey, if you have diabetes in very small amounts, it may be better tolerated than refined sugar. And as we just described, it could provide those antioxidants and antibacterial benefits, which are absent in regular sugar.
Yeah, I think it can be used just especially if you're dealing with diabetic patients. It should definitely be used with caution.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, it could also be an alternative for any sugar they use it too. So, you lower your sugar intake while just having a regular honey, in your normal day.
but the problem with the diabetic patients is how I'm not sure exactly, but it has to do with the relationship between the uptake of blood sugar and and their insulin. I'm not sure it's if you guys know it's something that they're not able to produce a lot of. I don't know if it has to do something with their blood and hemoglobin and insulin, but whatever that is, honey is still gonna react because since it is pretty much pure sugar, it's gonna react in the same way any other sugar would as well. So you just have to be careful with diabetic patients, making sure they're not consuming too much.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I,
how different or less sugar honey has compared to white sugar, but um, even though there might be a little bit offset in the amounts of sugar, I think you still should have a lot of caution when going into it.
yeah, I'd say I think again, it can spike that insulin just like other carbohydrates, but I think in that scenario, it just needs to be factored into that daily carb intake and monitored with those blood glucose checks.
Yep.
And if that's everything for
Mhm.
your thing, Mike, if you're ready, we can move on to yours.
I think Prithvi was next on his
Yeah. Yeah.
chamomile tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, so here are the benefits of chamomile tea. So, chamomile tea is a herb which is known for its calming effects. It's often confused as tea and has the following benefits of promoting sleep, reducing stress and anxiety, helping with digestive issues, boosting the immune system, and being used for skin irritations. So um, it has bioactive compounds, which are basically apigenin, which is a powerful antioxidant which binds to receptors in the brain, which produce sedative and anti-anxiety effects, and helps. And this is why it helps sleep and stress relief. Has flavonoids and polyphenols, which are also antioxidants, which can which help reduce the inflammation and support the immune function. As camozuline and bisabolol, which are natural anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial agents, and this will help soothe any digestive issues you have and skin irritations, and it will promote healing. And it has volatile oils, which can help relax the muscles in the digestive tract and bloating and gassing and cramping issues. And then next there is turmeric, and turmeric.
Before you move on to turmeric, um, like do you use chamomile tea like when you're sick or like even during regular day?
Me personally, I've used it a few times when I was sick, and I would say that it does help. I use it in combination with other teas I drink. I drink honey, ginger, garlic ginger tea, and different teas when I'm sick. And chamomile tea is one of the ones I've tried. I have to say, I do notice that it helps with when I'm sick and helps reduce stress and all that, and all the effects mentioned. Um, is that all for chamomile tea?
Sure, you covered everything, man.
Yeah.
Oh, can chamomile tea be used any other way than as a tea like garlic?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, say that again?
Can chamomile be used any other way than as a tea like garlic can?
I'm only mostly familiar with like the tea version, but I'm assuming since it's a flowering agent, it's probably possible you can use it in a different form. But I feel like that is something you might have to look for.
There's probably a capsule or a
Yeah.
supplement out there that's like a dried up version and powderized, and they probably shoved it into a vegetable capsule. There's probably something like that. I think that's what you would see more than anything as far as adding it into like foods and stuff. Probably what you'll find is in tea, which I think is the best way to consume it as well, or in the capsules.
Yeah, I heard some people like put in the tea bags, or you can also get tea bags with that tea, and you can like soak it in the cloth, and you just put under your eyelids if you have
Mhm.
like eye inflammation and stuff like that, because it helps with skin irritation.
I had a question for you, Prit, about if chamomile tea can interact with medications or allergies, if you knew anything about that.
Um, since it has like all these benefits of reduced relaxation, inflammation, anxiety, and digestion, I feel like it can be used to work in conjunction with any medications you have as part of, let's say, a more healthy diet or an addition to your diet. I feel like if you can ask your doctor about it, and they might even recommend it for you, or they might interfere with some medication that you have. But I feel like that is more of a question if you do take medication for your doctor.
Do you think could be too far of a stretch to say that it helps with like more generalized anxiety or even insomnia? Or do you think it's like an effect of like placebo or like a measurable?
I think it can be used generally since it's just a tea for relaxation with additional benefits. I feel like you can just generally drink it, and it'll help generally with your any depression that.
Oh, you cut out for the last like couple seconds. Can you repeat what you just said?
You said generally it will help with, and then it cut
Well,
out.
where did I leave off?
You said generally it will help with,
Um,
and then it cut off.
We're losing you, man.
help with like all like any issues that you have, like anxiety or depression, as like since it's just like a normal tea that you add to your diet. I feel like it can be, since it has all these general effects, it can encompass all general issues that you have, producing additive effects.
And yeah, you can move on to turmeric if you're ready to. But
So another home remedy is turmeric. It contains curcumin, which is a powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compound, and a lot of people add it to their milk or teas. Me personally, I add turmeric to hot milk usually when I do consume it, and I usually consume it when I'm sick or I have a sore throat, along with the salt gargling method that Joshua was talking about. So turmeric helps with anti-inflammation. It boosts the immune function, improves digestion, and supports brain health. It's a natural pain relief and supports heart health, and it can be helped with skin conditions. And I've used turmeric before for wounds, and it's supposed to help with wounds you have as well. But you might want to be careful because turmeric can stain your skin with a yellowish color.
and I've had turmeric before for my stomach, when I had stomach issues or things like that. Sometimes my mom would give me turmeric, and when she offered it to me, it actually I didn't want to take it because it was so nasty. Um, uh, what do you think about the taste? Is it would you say it's bearable, or do you think it's better in something like milk, or something like something different so that somebody can have it an easier way?
Um, I mainly drink it in milk. I feel like that might be one of the more better ways because the milk dilutes the powder, and it's kind of like a protein powder. It just mixes in. With other, if you put on something else like anything solid or anything like that, I feel like it might not be the best choice. Because since it's a powder, it's it's like it'll feel thick in your mouth, and it might be hard for you to swallow or distasteful for you to swallow as well.
And there are also pills as well, not just turmeric, but curcumin pills. I think they might just have like just put turmeric in a pill and they call it the curcumin pill. But the one cool thing about curcumin, which the turmeric contains, it is that it can actually help balance what's going on in your gut because it supports the growth for beneficial bacteria strains in your gut while also combating against um, pathogenic or harmful bacteria. So it's pretty much like if you had to think of your your gut as like a war zone, it's like killing the bad ones and then also giving the while also giving the good ones like a power up as well. So you're combating against the pathogenic bacteria and you're supporting the growth and culturing of the beneficial ones as well.
So,
And yeah,
Prit, would you say that turmeric supplements would be effective for mood or even cognitive health?
Effective for mood and complementary health,
Cognitive.
cognitive. I feel like yes, it can be. Because it is linked to support brain health. It may increase levels of BDNF, which is a brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and this is linked to better elevated memory and mood in an individual. So I would say, yeah, it would can help with that.
And there's a question from the chat. What if you make a power pill of turmeric, honey, chamomile, maybe even a little bit of salt? What do you guys think?
yeah, I think that could be like definitely a good formula for a supplement you could give to someone. I'm not sure, like after combining all of those ingredients, what you would kind of title the supplement as, or what it would specifically be like targeted for. But if you wanted a general health supplement that included some of the things we talked about already, that could be your own kind of DIY makeshift power pill at home.
Sounds like the ultimate concoction, bro.
Yeah, maybe we should start boxing and selling tablets like this. I think it's a good idea. But
Yeah,
Okay,
if you want
but
like
I
a
don't
good
know.
quality.
I don't know how you can contain honey though.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I was thinking about. You can't really dry, like, not gonna dry honey at all. So maybe in the water that you're using to get it down, maybe just have that be your honey tea, and then wash the pill down with your honey tea, pretty much.
and even all these ingredients you can have in a drink together
Yeah, yeah.
as well. It might be a little bit weird tasting, but all these can be consumed in with water. So and mixing it in a tea or any drink.
Yeah, and going back, I want to go back to Alex's question about how it could go, or how turmeric can improve brain function and mood. Um, I'm just gonna touch back on how there's a relationship between the gut and the brain. It's called the gut-brain axis, and pretty much how your how your gut or your entire gastrointestinal system is doing is also reflective upon how your mood is and how you're feeling. So it's pretty much directly related for how well your gut is performing when compared to your brain function and how you're doing emotionally as well. So fixing the gut and prioritizing the gut health by adding in a good supplement like turmeric can definitely give way to better mood control and things like that when it comes to the brain.
I just want to say there's 10 viewers in the stream right now. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. We come up with streams every week, Wednesday and Friday. So just tune in at 8 o'clock. We're there, and you can get valuable information from all of us.
Yeah, even if you have to tune in for a little bit, just listen to what you can and see if you can take any good tips home with you and apply it to your own life.
Yep.
And yeah, I think
Okay, I'll
next
move
one
to
we
the
got-
next one.
Yep.
The one that I brought straight from Europe, eucalyptus. We in Georgia, where I'm from, country, not state, we use eucalyptus to handle some of the respiratory issues. Like anytime we notice that someone was congested, had cold, or maybe sinus issues, like we'll go outside on the road and we had this big eucalyptus trees. So just break the branch off and take home. And once you boil it, like use it as a nebulizer, so you inhale the steam. It helps to soften up the mucus, helps with the bronchitis, all that. It has antibacterial benefits and helps with the respiratory issues. Also, if you know, like some I've seen some parks here have like eucalyptus trees and stuff like that. So if you know any park that has eucalyptus trees, you can just take a walk. It also helps with the mind clearness, relaxation, and frees you from the stress, the smell of the leaf. So you
And
got
how do
you guys.
how do you use it with a nebulizer? Like, do you?
No,
you said you
I said it works as kind of works as a nebulizer.
Oh, like a nebulizer.
Yeah, so you boil in the pot with the water, and once it starts steaming, you just put a blanket on top of your head and you just inhale it.
Oh, like the steam, like you're
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
covering all the steam so it can
Yeah.
only go in your nose. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, I mean, I think you can also purchase like tea bags, and since it's antibacterial, you can also drink it as a tea. So probably will recommend that because I had cold and congestion many times and solved it with eucalyptus.
Is it also in like a oil form too?
Yeah. Also,
that like you can put it under your nose if you have congestion or things like that. You can use it for that.
yeah. Or some people I know like put in the hot water in their bathrooms when they're taking showers. So like it kind of creates the spa kind of space. So I guess it helps them to relax.
And it has a good smell to it also. I
Mhm.
enjoy the smell of it.
And there's a question from the chat. Is there a limit to how much eucalyptus you can take in one day?
Like I don't know any like I said, I only know teas as a consumption that you can take, but as a inhaler, like there's not much a limit. Like you can do like 2 to 3 liters should be enough throughout the whole day. You can also reboil it, like once you boil it once. Have you guys ever tried or came across eucalyptus?
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
the most common forms I've seen it is like you said in the tea and in the oils. Like I think there's if you got an essential oil pack, one of those oils would have been eucalyptus oil. I think a lot of people use it in like a diffuser, like for their room. Like if they have a diffuser, they'll put a couple drops of the eucalyptus oil, and just breathing it in kind of opens up your respiratory pathway.
Yeah.
Even just getting like a little whiff of it, and but I've never really known about the boil method. I don't know if you guys have seen what a eucalyptus tree looks like before, but I don't know how they look in
They
Georgia. But
yeah,
in
they
Hawaii, it
tall,
looks like
yeah.
it's called a rainbow tree. It's called a rainbow tree. Like they're super tall, but there's like layers of the bark. They peel off, and it's like very multicolored, and it looks
Yeah.
looks really cool.
Also, the how it works, like it has an active compound known as eucalyptol, and this is what gives eucalyptus a strong smell, minty type of smell. So this eucalyptol thins and loosens up the mucus in airways. So that's how it helps with the airway system. It also opens up the bronchial passages to help with the breathing when you have conditions like cold, sinusitis, bronchitis, or maybe even asthma. Like you can use it as a therapy. I know. Also, this can damage like the membrane of the bacteria, so bacteria cannot grow anymore. So it's easier for your body to eliminate it. And like I mentioned, it also works as anti-inflammatory. It has chemicals which helps to soothe like sore muscles, joints, and maybe even irritated skin. And yeah, and it also is used as a relaxant, kind of.
Yeah, so like somebody that has a stressful day and they had a lot of work that day, they can come home and
Yeah.
just smell the oil and they'll be relaxed.
Hmm.
Do you think there's a role for eucalyptus in integrative medicine settings like hospitals or clinics for like pain relief, stress,
Yeah,
or respiratory care?
I think the great usage would be like putting kind of smells and oils in the entrance of the hospital, because once some of once patients walks into a building, it might be their first time walking in, they might feel anxious, that kind of stuff. So once they step in and breathe in the smell, they kind of become more relaxed, you know, and
Mhm.
kind of helps them to take this first steps towards helping themselves.
So you think someone with like mild asthma, you think they would benefit from this?
Yeah, I say you can use be as a therapy, but definitely
Yeah.
not solve the whole problem of the asthma.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. If you guys don't have any questions, I got next one.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
next one might not be. I don't think I saw this here in the United States. Might not be accessible, but in Georgia, our capital was born like built around the natural sulfur bath. So it's just sulfur coming out of the ground, and it's also hot. So most people like use it as a like joint if they have joint pain, want to detox also. And like if anyone plans a trip in Georgia, definitely would advise visit our capital and ask for a sulfur bath. Like it contains minerals like sulfur, calcium, and magnesium. We all know that that's like one of the most beneficial nutrients that Earth is giving us. So definitely would advise take a visit. It
Sounds like
smells
a
like eggs. It smells like eggs, but
like
like
rotten
rotten,
eggs, right?
yeah, rotten
Yeah.
eggs.
And
But definitely is helpful.
I hear that's like toxic as well. So should someone go about like using sulfur to help themselves? Because I know it's like also very dangerous to harvest as well.
Thing is, they don't like they don't harvest. Like you go, it's like built-in facility. You just going there, and it's like a just laying in the bath of sulfur water. That's it. Like you don't consume it. Nothing. You just lay in the water.
So it's like a
So
sulfur hot
Yeah,
spring.
yeah, oh, yeah. It's like a hot spring. Yeah.
so a bath would be the most optimal way if you want to use
Mm-hmm.
salt. Mhm. And somebody said from the chat, garlic and onion have sulfur in it too. Would it benefit this in the same way?
Yeah. So like I mentioned, I guess it contains like small amounts, so it will be mm, like not dangerous for us. Might not harm us.
Yeah. And there's another thing from the chat. I do know you should either take in sulfur or absorb through the skin, but not do both. Do you know why?
I guess if you take like over the recommended amount, maybe can cause some kind of problems. I guess I know it might cause headache, also fatigue, maybe like over usage might cause also skin irritation. Yeah, I don't know.
How often? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Um, how often do people in Georgia usually take these baths, and is it like a normal thing that people do over there?
Like we used to like during summer break, like you go there once a year, and let's say you just stay there for a week, and that's enough for like whole year. So I would say most people do it like once a year.
Mhm.
Yeah, and also like next thing I want to introduce to our community is the Phoenix Protocol. This is the book by August Dunning. This is 7 day fasting. I know us talked about it. So this is basically a 7 day fast with no food, no water. It might it might sound absolutely insane idea, but it's called Phoenix Protocol because you're just burning your um, cells in your body that is not useful for you, and you're just rebuilding yourself. That's why it's called the Phoenix Protocol. Also, like I mentioned, it breaks down damaged cells. Autophagy, it's called autophagy. The word for that. Also, it's activating the stem cells to build new tissues, and it also reducing inflammation and pain. Also, I only read like a half of the book, and it's basically based on a study on Russian doctor who was also trying this on himself and came up to the idea that this is like the great great 7 days, the perfect time, 7 to 11 days. He tried and came out to that diagnosis that 7 to 11 days is the perfect amount of time to rebuild your body. Also, I would not force you guys to do this. The first thing I would suggest, just read over the book. It's not a lot. It's like 150 pages. So definitely would advise you to read the book first, and it also takes a lot of preparation. If you have any kind of health issues, uh, it's not recommended. Also, make sure if you have health issues, just talk to your doctor. They'll straight up give you an answer if you can do it or not. For us guys, we will debate behind the scenes, and I'm pretty confident that we will be able to offer you the results after we do this challenge. We don't know when, but since we finished this 1 month challenge, we plan on trying something new. And for the next challenge, I guess 7 day fast sounds kind of good.
Yeah, the
What you
7 day
guys think?
dry fast. I think also if we all need a little reset with our body, uh, things not feeling normal, we could test it out and let you guys know about the results. And that could be a future challenge, like maybe in the next couple of weeks, maybe even
Hmm.
later, just when we have the time. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And before we start the challenge, we'll make sure to go even more depth and talk about more how it works, like what it do. The only thing, like people might ask, like, why not water? Is it not harmful for us to not drink any water for 7 days? So the study says that our body uses the water that we have inside. We are built like we have 70%. Our body is 70% of the water. So we just rinses out our body and recycles this water that we have inside. So Sahan, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you a question. If it uh, is known to help with or induce autophagy, do you think this could be really good in helping prevent something like cancer because you're getting you're pretty much eliminating or
Mm-hmm.
self-destructing all of the
Yeah.
cells that could pose a problem of maybe becoming a cancerous cell or something like that. Some
Mm-hmm.
cells, all of those are being eliminated. So do you think that that's definitely going to help reduce the risk of something like cancer?
Yeah, in the book, he like lists the things that this Phoenix protocol helped with, and he mentioned that stage 3 and stage 4 cancer also it slowed down the cancer and also help resolve it. You know,
And
there.
I'm curious. Oh,
Yeah, go
you're.
ahead. Go ahead. Go
Uh,
ahead.
it when you're doing the 7-day dry fast, how much activities are you able to do? And like, cause I know you're
Yeah.
probably gonna be low energy and things like that. Like, how does your body feel? And like, are there any times where you can do like some more activity?
So it is recommended to not go hard on yourself because since if you use your energy, you need water to recharge and rehydrate. So like for this preparation, you kind of give yourself a time to take all the water it's needed. So during the challenge, you just lose everything. It is recommended to take morning walks because and night walks because that's when the air is the most like moist, so your skin just absorbs it. So I guess activity wise, only you can take walks during day and night. It's not. I mean, you cannot do cardio or heavy endurance strength training. Because then you just using all the energy that you were supposed to have throughout the 7 day.
And even after the 7 days, there's probably a process where you have to
Yeah.
tune back up to where you were,
hmm
right?
Like first week and a half is used to like get back on the food. So you just everything that you know is harmful for you, you basically this is your chance to cut it out. Like fast food, all that you're not supposed to be eating after the 7 day. You start with on first day it's just water, and that's what you drink. Just water, coconut water to rehydrate yourself, and you slowly start building up. Use your first week and a half to get back in your lifestyle.
Yeah, and I'm sure like just because all the health benefits from the dry fast, it doesn't mean that you have to go back and eat junk food, you know?
Yeah.
So reintroducing healthy things,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, coconut water will definitely tell your body that you're trying to do the right thing
Yeah.
and be healthy.
So once you decide like you want to really take this healthy lifestyle serious, I guess this is your chance to basically redo everything that you failed, like eating fast food wise. I'm talking about. So introducing healthy lifestyle to yourselves, healthy meals. That this is like perfect chance you can use it.
Like a
Is
reset.
light free
Yeah.
weight exercises or like push-ups allowed for like maintaining muscle mass or anything like that, or is gym completely off limits?
Um, I mean, I guess it feels on energy and how you feel. Push-ups might, for some people might take a lot of energy, but if you have muscle and you're already familiar with push-ups, I guess it's just light work for you. Definitely like would not suggest to use up energy just to exercise because you're not eating any protein, nothing. You're just fasting, so there is no point of putting stress on muscle because it cannot repair during this 7 day period.
Yeah,
And
and
it would
also
only
if
have your
people
fat stores,
Yeah,
whatever fat stores you have on
yeah,
you to help repair. It's not going to be like if you're going to failure on certain things,
hmm
like you're definitely not going to have enough food or nutrients to
yeah,
recover at all.
and if people are worried about losing their muscle mass during the challenge, I think muscle mass just it decreases after the at least like maybe 2 weeks. So you won't have any. I don't think you'll have any like issues with losing muscle too much.
hmm
No,
You just have to.
you will atrophy a decent amount since you're not eating any protein at all. So
yeah,
you'll definitely lose like a little bit. Like it's gonna be say if you just stop working out
yeah,
for 2 weeks and you didn't eat and you were eating like normal, you would atrophy like a lot slower than if you're doing something like this dry fast. But I think that's not something to worry about because
yeah,
you should just be seeing it as sort of a detox, and all your like thoughts about, oh, am I gonna lose this muscle, that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
really relevant. And you can muscle memory is still there, so it'll only take you what an extra week or two to make all of your gains back. So it's really
hmm
nothing to worry about.
And the
And you might even
author,
come back stronger as well.
yeah. And the author says like, since you're not drinking water, like you're more likely to see muscle loss in a fast where you just drink water, like water fast, because it doesn't use the full potential of the cells that you have in your body. But since you're not drinking water, it uses cells that never has been used. It's just sitting there. So you just basically clean out your whole body and cells that are just there, and are not useful for you.
Mhm.
Also, it's using targeting the defective
Yeah.
ones. Okay.
So before targeting muscle cells, it will target those cells. So you
With
won't be
the with the cutting out of water, right?
yeah. So
Okay.
you won't be seeing a lot of muscle loss.
Okay, so it's you were able to preserve it by cutting
Mm-hmm.
out the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And well, if you guys want to say something, I know Alex.
Any more
Alex,
questions
What?
about for the
yeah,
dry fast?
yeah. Did you guys have anything else? But like if you don't, we can move on to like just saying like what remedies you guys thought were your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that all of the like after really getting a better understanding, I think all of these home remedies can be useful as well as they're very simple and easy to do anywhere. Um, you can consume them or even like eucalyptus you can smell as well. These remedies can be done anywhere. So I personally like all of them.
Yeah, I agree with that because we also were like familiar with most of them and we're using it on in our daily lives. So I guess if people didn't know about it, we just put it out to help y'all. So I liked all of them and used all of them.
I think
I
the most convenient one for me is probably something like garlic and garlic and ginger. But I also do like tea. I think I would reach for something like the tea or the salt water gargle more for when I'm having a sore throat or some congestion issues. But yeah, I think all of these are like pretty practical. The only unpractical one is if maybe the sulfur bath. But if you live in some place like Georgia or that has a hot spring like that, then there you go, right there.
Mhm.
I think they're all pretty good because most of them are common and you can find them pretty easily, and they're pretty convenient since a lot of them you just add together in tea. I did have one question about the Phoenix Protocol. Um, are there any like intense symptoms that you may experience that's out of the normal range that might indicate a problem during the fasting, or is it something you have to go see a professional about?
Mike, did you hear that from?
What was that?
Can you repeat that question one more time?
Yeah, are there any like intense symptoms that you might feel during the that might come up that's out of the normal scope for the fast that
Yeah,
might like a further problem?
yeah. You might feel a little fever kind of thing, but it won't be fever. Just warmth of your skin. You might also some people experience constipation and all that. So that's why I suggest reading the book first because he goes deeply into what you might experience and what you should be expecting during this time, so you don't panic.
Are there any specific restrictions for anybody for the fast or
Yeah,
anyone?
like if you have any type of health issue that might just suddenly switch off and grow, like it's not recommended to do it. So you just gotta be, I guess, healthy person to, you know, or maybe solve the other issues first and then do the dry fast. But if you're desperate and willing to take the risk, I'm not recommending anything, but you know,
So if you don't go through with a full 7 day fast, does that mean that your results are all for naught, or is there still some benefit for only doing a 4 day or a part of the fast?
there's a process each day. Something different happens. So I guess you just need a full 7 days for everything to go like finish completely going on. So I guess throughout the fourth day, like you start using your fat cells, but not as much as, let's say, day 6. So you might see difference there. Yeah.
Yeah, because different cellular processes or
Yeah.
breaking down of certain things are happening, like or they vary from like time frame to time frame.
Yeah.
Like what your body's breaking down and consuming it for energy in the first 2 days is different from days 2 to 4,
Yeah.
and then same thing days six to
7.
7. So yeah, it's different. So I think yeah, you should if you do it, you should go through the full thing.
Yeah.
And then
And-
going over the 7-day period steps into the unhealthy territory.
It can be extended for 11 days. So, but yeah, I think there's more
Yeah.
or less reward the further you go,
Mhm.
because it's just something supposed to act. It's something that's supposed to act as a detox and a reset for you,
Yeah.
not something
Yeah.
long term.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, Alex, you can talk about which ones were your favorite.
So I'd definitely say a little bit biased, but I did like the raw honey one because I think it was one of my favorite foods as a kid and still is. But I also really enjoyed Mike's
And
explanation of
Cookie King likes raw honey too.
Mhm.
well, the whole beef. I'm on Sam Zia side, so I don't rock with Cookie King.
Oh, you don't raw with Cookie, but you
Nah,
do
nah.
agree with him on the raw honey though, right?
Yeah.
No,
I'll
Mike, what's
just for
that?
that.
Say the meme real quick, Mike.
Raw honey.
Yeah, right there. But I know Alex got beef with Cookie, so yeah,
Yeah, nah.
I'll just
Me,
leave it
me
at
and
that.
Cookie, we not chill like that. But I did like Mike's explanation of the eucalyptus, and I do think it's the most effective and best supported for. Even though I think, like Sahan said, that not everybody might have access to that. Um, and I think it's just like in real life, he uses that work best with that steam inhalation during those colds or sinus congestion, as well as like for pain relief or stress relief. I think it's really practical.
Mhm.
Yeah, and yeah, since we got everyone's favorite, I think we covered definitely covered a lot of stuff today as far as home remedies that you can apply to your own life to just help you out if you're feeling any of the symptoms or problems that we discussed in here. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys for tuning into today's podcast. The Figuring Out Fridays, always brought to you by Healing Your Way. And yeah, make sure you guys, before we end this, just like and subscribe to all of our socials. We're here on Rumble and on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So please go check those out and show us some love and show us some support by liking and subscribing to all of those social media platforms. And if you guys don't have anything else to say, I think we can bring this to a close. And yeah, just thank you
Thank
guys
you,
for
guys.
tuning in.
Thank
And
you.
we'll see you on next Friday's podcast.
See you guys.
Thank
See
you.
you guys.